tuned up, ready to give them a 1-2.
Do you mean the media or the players?
Media. Players are fine. It's the media.
Morning. All men, male-dominated industry.
Okay, here we go.
Bomber, you got a chance to make the finals.
The cameraman's asking questions.
Video journalist. Mate, so you got a chance to make the finals. So do you run the boys hard this week, or are you holding back on a little bit at all, just in case you may make the finals?
No. We're playing our best team. We want to play our best footy. We're not in that position where we can flirt with anything. We need to win. We need to go into the first final in good form. Best form we can possibly be in out of the game against Carlton. Everything becomes important. We've just come out of team selection. The team this week, like all of a sudden, the ones that you just normally make, like you just find yourself giving it more thought. So already we've sort of lifted up the ante, and it's more important for us to make the good decisions. So the reason why we do it is to play finals and to win grand finals.
That's nice.
Very good.
Thank you.
The game against Carlton is an important stepping stone for us, so we're preparing for Carlton's best as if they were vying for a final spot, or essentially if it was life or death for them. They obviously had a result last week that they wouldn't be happy about, and they've talked about that publicly that they weren't happy with, and we're preparing for a fierce Carlton, and it's always a rivalry obviously for the ages of Carlton and Essendon that obviously dates back 100 years ago, so there's always a special occasion when the two teams meet, regardless of the situation or time of year.
We are more focusing on ourselves and how we can better ourselves and get ourselves, pretty much cherry ripe for finals and play the kind of footy that will help us win a game in the finals. I need to be the best team player that I can be, and obviously the other 21 blokes need to do the same, and if we can get that right and just be a ruthless team and win contest after contest, the rest will take care of itself.
Nowhere in the first quarter, better in the second. A little bit of the third was okay, but then almost got to the point where it was our game and we just didn't close the door on it, and we let them back in. When you talk about going into a game being a rehearsal for how you want to play the following week, I hope we don't do that. Everybody in the world knows that we can play good football. Just don't know we can play for a whole game. You go from playing really well to playing poorly. Why does it happen? I think it has to do with individuals just changing their behaviour, obviously. Whether they go too far forward, they leave it up to someone else to do the work so they can get some easy ball, whether they're trying to be really super ambitious and try and kick goals themselves and sort of touch of selfishness comes in, or they just forget wanting to be an animal. They're not like they stop being really super competitive and they're just becoming competitive, where you just know the good sides. They just are super competitive all the time. I think they realise it happens, and I don't think they realise it happens it's happening at the time, and they've got to start to realise, because they have to change it much quicker than they did.
Hurley might have the last say, and he does. Over the top it goes, seconds ticking down, and we've got a draw at the MCG.
September's in the air when the weather starts to change and the sun comes out, and then there's a few more people at training too, but you can see the excitement now Essendon returning back to the finals.
There's excitement. There's excitement generated from the staff, there's excitement generated from the fans, and there's excitement from the players. You want that. You want that feeling, you want that pressure, because the pressure is going to be tenfold on whenever you play. So I think that the players are looking forward to it, and we'll certainly be looking to put a really strong display out there, and that's what we want to do, and that's what we want the Essendon Football Club to be known for.
Our finals spot last year was taken away from us, so this year it was important for the players to play finals, but it was also important for the fans too. We know that as players. We knew that going into this season, how important this season was for everyone. So it was really important that we did get back to finals and repay the faith in our fans, but also our sponsors and the people that, through the toughest time in our club's history, that have managed to stick by us.
Ball in hand. How's that? You couldn't stage manager, could you?
Last time we played the Kangaroos, it was probably close to our best game for the year, I reckon. You know, sort of everything clicked, and we did a lot right that day. I think the Kangaroos were a little bit off, but you know, we can only focus on what we can control, and you know, we're pretty happy with the way that we played, you know, our footy on that night. You know, and hopefully we can do the same again this week, and we know that they'll be up for it, and it'll be a lot harder game, but you know, that's what finals are all about.
It's so important for the players to experience playing in finals and big finals. We all talk about it, and you can see it. The finals footy is just a completely different beast. You talk about the real season starts at the start of September, and teams talk about that, but having experienced it, it's a different kettle of fish, it's a different beast. So for the guys to experience that, go through the experience of hopefully winning finals, and losing finals too. History suggests that teams don't come from the back of the pack and go deep in September without going through some losses. Finals footy, what I've learned is a lot of it, if not all of it, is played between the years. Emotionally, it's the best part of the year. When you're not involved, you're envious, and you're involved in it, you're very, very grateful to be a part of it.
Well, it's been a hard couple of years to get this reward. I think everybody is really excited, and in my eyes, I think they just fully deserve it after the couple of years they've had. And look, they qualified last year, and the fact that we didn't get the play, I know it still sits in their guts, and they're disappointed that happened. So I'm excited for them. It's the reason why we're here, and you know, we've qualified, and we're going to get a chance to play, and I'm pretty sure we're going to go okay.
Anytime, and I've felt it on numerous occasions throughout my career, anytime you see the stands full of red and black, and then you can hear the cheer, it makes you walk taller on the ground. I know the players feel it, the energy that the crowd creates, the noise that they create. It's wonderful to be out there when you know you've got so many supporters in the stands cheering for you, and I think it lifts the playing group. I know the players are incredibly excited about the finals campaign. I think the fans should be too. They've been through everything with us. I know it's been difficult for them, but this is where the rewards are. The rewards are to play finals football, and for a fan, a supporter and a member, the rewards are to come and cheer at a game. I wouldn't underestimate the impact that has for the players.
Tom Williams here at the final training session for the Essendon Football Club, known as the Captain's Run, for their big game day. Now, True Value Solar are giving value back to Bombers fans, offering them the chance to ask their favourite Essendon player any question they like. Let's hear what they have to say.
My name's Charlie, and I'd like to ask David Zaharakis if he's always been number 11.
Thanks, Charlie, for the question. It's a really good question. I haven't always worn number 11 for football. I played basketball for 10 years as a junior, and I always wore number 11. 11 was my favourite number growing up. Then as soon as I got to the Essendon Footy Club, 11 was available. So I said straight away, jumped on the idea of having number 11. I wore it when I was a basketball player when I was younger, and now lucky enough to wear it for Essendon.
Yeah. I guess it's really important to get away from sort of footy. It can be a bit of a grind, and it can be, I guess, a long year. So to take your mind off it and to get away is really important. I think it also helps you on the field. I like to, I don't know, I guess go down to the beach house, spend time with these guys, just little things like that to take your mind off it. I guess it's not really burnt out. It's more, I suppose, like your body's fatigued. Mentally, you can get fairly fatigued because it does take a fair toll on you mentally as well. But I guess we're lucky enough to be playing finals this year, which is fantastic, and that brings the mood up and it brings that hunger back. Having it taken away from us last year was extremely disappointing, and also I guess our form in the last two finals I've played in has been quite poor. So to get a chance to rectify that and to play some finals footy against a fantastic side, it's a great challenge. You really have to get the little things right. We struggled with that early on when I played finals, and I think that if you can take care of the contest, if you can do the little things right and play the sort of footy that you know you can play, things generally go for you. But it only takes to be off a little tiny bit and you can get run all over. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I've been really happy with Hurls this season. Playing forward for the last 4 years and then getting transferred in the back line took him a little bit of adjusting, but I've been absolutely wrapped with his improvement. I believe he's a backman. I think the way he beats his man, he's competitive and he can generate ball use. He adds a lot of value to the back line. There's no doubt we're going to need him forward at times as well, so it depends on injuries and how the team's looking, but I see him more of a backman.
Yeah, he's a great competitor, Hurls. I love playing with him. He's covered for me a few times, and we love getting the ball in his hands because I think Bomber calls him the bear, and he looks like that when he's up and going. And he's been great for us this year, especially the second half of the year. He's really improved, and he's a great player and he's a great defender.
It was one of the first things Bomber said to me at the start of pre-season. He's going to move me down back and do a whole pre-season down back. So I really enjoyed the challenge. I'm lucky enough to play alongside some fantastic players. Obviously, Hooksy's had an outstanding year, and I believe will be All-Australian centre-half back. So to play along him, and then you got Fletch, who's also quite attacking, Hibbo attacking, and then you got blokes like Mark Bagley, the glove, that you wouldn't want to play against because he's obviously very defensively minded and does a great shutdown role. I think we complement each other in the way we play. We've got a good balance between sort of attacking players and defensive players who make my job a lot easier, so I'm really enjoying it. Well, growing up, I probably played more cricket than footy. Yeah, the dream for me as a kid was always to play cricket, I guess, for Australia. But as I got older and started playing a bit more footy and I guess a bit less cricket, sort of footy became a bit more of a reality. And when I was about 16, 17, I sort of thought, geez, maybe I'm a chance to play AFL footy, and then I sort of set my heart on it. Yeah, I guess outside of footy, I love playing golf. Yeah, a couple of the boys are quite competitive. I think BJ and Stance, they're obviously fantastic players, so I think for the rest of the boys it's more of a social thing and just play for enjoyment. Come on, give me 5 minutes. So we've got Boris here, he's always asleep, the big fella, here he is, and little Addison. So Boris is a boxer, Addison's a Shar-Pei. I've got two cats as well, running around somewhere, but I love my animals. They're good fun, good to come home to. Always put a smile on your face. Didn't buy Boris or Addie. I went down the adoption path. So I got Boris from Save a Dog in Glen Iris and Addie from Shar-Pei Rescue. I think they do fantastic work. I thought about getting a young pup or going to a pet shop and picking one up, but I think for me there's so many dogs out there that are unfortunate not to have a home, and I think it's a bit, well, personally I think it's a bit silly to go out there and buy from a breeder or from a pet shop when you can just go and save one that's obviously not lucky enough to have a home and give them a second chance. I think in the past I've had quite good games and then sort of gone missing for a month or so, whereas I think, yeah, the second half of this season has probably been my most consistent period of footy. So I guess it's just trying to back up that good form each week and not go from having a standout game to not being seen for a month. I think that was the most disappointing thing early on with my footy. I had the ability to play a good game, but I couldn't put good games together. I think I'm slowly getting better at that.
He's really grown as a defender, and I guess that comes with playing together down back, and getting used to it because he hasn't done it since his junior days, and he's been fantastic this year, and we love having him down there, and he's stopped a lot of the good forwards and set up a lot of good attacks for us.
I suppose I'm pretty proud that I've played 100 games for the Essendon Footy Club, and I guess you get your name on the locker now, which is fantastic. And I guess this week it sort of will be in the background a fair bit, which I'm pretty happy about. Obviously got bigger fish to fry with the final coming up, so it suits me well. To be honest, I don't try and think about that other sort of stuff that's going on. It can quite easily get a hold of you and I guess bring you down and make you quite upset. But I think it's been a great effort. Bomber even said after the game on the weekend to do what we've done is a fantastic achievement, but I guess there's still that hunger to keep going and play as much footy as we can.
My first sash was the number 41. It was presented to me by Jobe Watson, round 10, 2013, up in Sydney. Just before the game, Jobe presented my jumper, and he just pretty much said all the words that I did well in the VFL and what got me to the side. That was the reason why I was there, and that's the reason why I'll try and stay in the side. I went up to Sydney as an emergency originally, with the idea that Benny Howlett could have pulled out, and Hurley grabbed me and said, "Look mate, you're playing," and approached me and told me all the words, and then I got straight on the phone to Mum and Dad, and they came up to Sydney the next day.
Yeah, Will Hams gets his opportunity. See him straight away. He's got it already. There we go with his first good connection.
Yeah, they were speechless really, so they were super excited. I could hear them all jumping around, and they were all together at the time, and yeah, they said as soon as we can get up there we will. Yeah, it was just a good moment for them and a special moment for the family. As a kid I watched Hurdy and watched Lloydie play, and just idolised them, and to now run around in the red and black sash, yeah, it means everything. If I could get my name on a locker, that'd be pretty amazing to be there for the rest of history, but yeah, at the moment I just want to try and get out there and play as many games as I can.
We're here today to see an Essendon fan earn their sash. Normally these sleds have weight on them, but today Nicole here is going to see if she can pull 95 kilos with me. Ready to go, Nicole?
I'll give it a go.
Here we go. Get into it. Good start. Keep pulling. Great work. Starting to get tired. Nearly halfway. Great stuff. Nearly there. Keep pulling. Meter to go. Great work, Nicole. Another Essendon fan has earned their sash. If you'd like to earn your sash, tell us what you're prepared to do via our hashtag.
One way to earn your sash is to visit the Kia website and see the many great deals currently on offer across the entire Kia range. So visit kia.com.au and find a deal that's right for you. You can even leave the sash on if you like.
Hi, I'm Ariel Steinberg, and like Mark Taylor, I also have a hidden talent. My hidden talent is when I was growing up, I lived in Canada for a year and I played gridiron, played high school ball, played gridiron, and played as an outside linebacker on defence. In this upcoming NFL season, I support the Seattle Seahawks, and my favourite player is Earl Thomas, who's a free safety. When we were in Boulder on altitude training camp, we had a bit of a scrimmage, a bit of a offence versus defence there, and yeah, it was pretty good. And it was all the boys get behind it when the season comes around, so it's good.
Everyone go left. You keep it, and we all just run and block him through. Okay.
Yeah, obviously this isn't an NFL ball, but if you are going to toss the pigskin, your pinky finger goes across the seams, and then yeah, it usually helps to throw a tight spiral. So.
Bit of a weird feeling, the old draws. I don't like playing in draws, I'll tell you that much. But you know, it's bloody exciting. We're playing finals, so you know, we'll review the game and really looking forward to an exciting week on the track. Yeah, it's good. Sort of played a bit of a different role down half back. You sort of got the game coming at you and help set up your teammates. So yeah, no, I enjoyed it. My glove was a bit weird. It took me a bit to get used to it. Just a little bit sort of with the ball drop and things like that. But soon got used to it. It was all right.
When he did it, it was pretty obvious he just had a horizontal fracture or a oblique fracture. What they do is put a plate across it, it's in perfect position, and nowadays the self-locking screws, if you like, so once the plate's in there and the swelling goes down, then he's pretty well ready to go because the screws won't come out.
I was pretty confident. I had a good run around yesterday. The old Doc Reed gave it a few good whacks, so I could handle that all right, and I knew there was, yeah, I'd be fine.
Tell us a little about how quickly he was under the knife. He's wearing the glove the first time anyone's really come back so quickly.
Well, they have a fair bit of soft tissue swelling after the operation. So really the limiting factor is pain, number one, which is not a big problem with this injury, and really the amount of blood around the tendons. So you want to be able to grip and close a fist and those sort of things. He's really exercising it for 5-10 minutes every hour of the day just to get it going, and then other treatments to get rid of the swelling, and then it was a matter of joining in training. Then it's really to make sure he could tackle. We did all that inside. Goody was kicking balls at 100 miles an hour at his hands from 10 metres away, that sort of stuff. Tackle properly, be able to take a hard hit on it. Yeah.
Back into his hands, Heppel. Just works past Yaron, the vision, brilliant. He knew the man was loose behind. 8 touches for Heppel in this term, he's been superb.
It'd need a knock at least as hard as the first one to cause problems, and the surgeon's happy for him to play too.
You know, it's very exciting, and the boys can't wait, and we'll get ourselves up for the game and do as much recovery as we can during the week, prepare well, and we'll be ready to go.
This has been a Fox Footy presentation.